Welcome to Personal Pension Radio Podcast, where you get unconventional insights into retirement and lifestyle design that actually work. You don't have to settle for the same tired Wall Street advice. Break away from the herd and learn how to achieve the retirement lifestyle of your dreams. And now, here's your host, the income engineer, Kraig Strom.
All right, back on Personal Pension Radio. Thank you for being here. Going to jump right into the show. I am Kraig Strom, the income engineer, broadcasting from my Personal Pension Radio workshop studio here in Southern California. Let's jump right in. I want to record a nice short episode today, short as I can be, as much as I talk, but I want to make sure that I always cover what is Personal Pension Radio about, because there's just not enough conversation today around retirement income. Now, you might think, those of you who are new to the show, retirement income, well, don't I just have to save up and I invest and I save in my 401k and my Roth IRA and my investments, etc.? Well, that's exactly what I was trained on as a young financial advisor many years ago, that the solution to retirement was save more money. Save. That was the answer to everything. And I'm here to tell you that optimizing retirement income does not happen with a product. It doesn't happen with investments like real estate or life insurance, 401ks, annuities, Roth IRAs. None of those things by themselves will help you actually maximize the retirement income that you get when you finally do decide to retire. And this show is really all about highlighting the conversation, highlighting the question, hey, Mr. or Mrs. investment professional, financial planner, whoever you might be working with or asking questions of, hey, what's my retirement income going to be? That's the specific question that people are not asking. What is my retirement income going to be? And I'm telling you, if you do ask that question, you're going to need a bit of a pick-me-up. You're going to need someone to help turn the light back on at the end of the retirement tunnel, and that's my job. That's my mission. You've got to be willing to step out of line, step out of that conventional wisdom that Wall Street education machine tells you this is how you save for retirement, this is how you retire, and you've got to be willing to ask questions. So, as you go through this, think about your own retirement plans. Have you asked your investment advisor, your financial planner, have you asked specifically, what is my retirement income going to look like? If you haven't, I would encourage you to do that right away. If you don't have a financial advisor, go to the internet and Google retirement income calculator. Yes, go to the source of all knowledge, Google retirement income calculator. Find one of a dozen retirement income calculators and punch in your numbers. Now, you'll get one of three things. You'll look at it and go, I guess that's okay. You'll get one where you say, oh my gosh, I cannot retire on that much. I'm going to have to work until I'm 130. And then you might get an answer from the retirement income calculator that says, you might say to yourself, I can live on that. Here's where I want you to think about me. My job, my specialty, my excitement in this business is helping you change those numbers. So if you look at the numbers and you go, oh, wow, I'm going to have to work until I'm 130. No, I'm here to tell you that you can have a different outcome. You just have to have a strategy for income, not a product. If you're one of those who looked at your retirement income calculator and you said, wow, that's pretty darn good. I like that. What if it could be better? Would you want more if you could have more? And if you could have more, what would you do with it? What good things would you do for yourself or for other people? So that's what this show is all about. The conversation around optimizing retirement income. Now, disclosure alert, I am not an attorney. I am not a certified public accountant. I am a CFP, certified financial planner professional. But please, do not act on things that you hear on this show as if it was gospel for you. This show is meant to give you information, things to prompt you to get excited about asking questions. It's not meant to give you specific actionable things. In order to do that, you need to meet with a qualified financial advisor, somebody who's really going to dig in and ask the right questions. And I would love that person to be me. So if you have a question that you'd like answered, you can find me at Personal Pension Radio. Personalpensionradio.com. You can contact me there through the website. You can also find me on LinkedIn, Kraig with a K, Kraig Strom. You can find me there as well. Now, let's jump into segment 1. Watch your step. Now, watch your step. The world is full of all kinds of financial information out there, and I'm sad to say most of it is just filler. Just fluff, just stuff to fill the space on the millions of pages of internet, gobbledygook that's out there nowadays. So that's the idea behind Watch Your Step. As you're reading things, please don't just assume it's gospel, okay? I like to challenge these things. I like to ask questions personally as a financial planner. I love to challenge what I'm reading, what I'm looking at. I want to ask questions. Last week I talked about smart money versus dumb money. This idea has been around in the investment community, in my world, for a long time. Kind of an inside joke that smart money are institutional investors, big companies and pensions and corporations. That's the smart money. That they know when to buy and sell, and they don't have any emotions about it. Dumb money, on the other hand, is a phrase that inside the business is used to refer to the average American, the average investor, just, going along, doing what they think is right, following the herd mentality. And I really want to encourage you to step out of line and pay attention so that you're not lumped in there with the dumb money. I had multiple examples of this idea, this mentality that permeates our society in my work. And one of those examples happened just last week. An attorney asked me how he should invest his 401k from a previous employer. And I asked him, what does he mean by invest? And he said, well, what should I invest in? What kind of stocks should I buy? What kind of investment should I buy? And I said, well, isn't that what you're supposed to do with it? Is that what you're saying? He says, they said, yeah, that's what we're supposed to do with it, right? Is invest. It's like, okay, wait just a second. Okay. People have been preconditioned to invest. Remember what I said earlier? The answer to everything, Wall Street's solution for everything is invest more money. So I asked them, hey, what happens when the stock market or a particular investment goes up and up and up and up for a long period of time with very little downside? What happens? And they knew the answer right away. They knew the answer was that eventually it goes down. Oh, okay. So what's been happening to the investment world in the United States for years, several years now, just up and up and up, right? So my question was, why buy or invest now? Why not get ready for the next buying opportunity? Right? So when you pay attention to what the Wall Street insiders, the so-called smart money, has done since the beginning of this year, which is 2017, there's been large amounts of sell transactions out there, billions and billions of dollars sold, and yet there's also been billions and billions of dollars purchased by arguably the dumb money, right? Following the herd. Smart money very well could be getting out or preparing for the next buying opportunity, right? Now, I'm not here to predict what will happen with the stock market or anything like that. I'm just trying to, again, precondition you to think differently. Think like smart money. Look for the signs that if the herd is running to climb to the top of the mountain where the investment is to buy it, maybe you save your energy, save your deployable investment resources for the next buying opportunity. Just a thought, okay? Now, this other one I want to make, I actually saw this in one of my recent financial planning magazines. This is an industry standard publication that financial advisors receive, and this article talked about fees. High fees. There was a piece in this article that I want to bring it to everybody's attention, to pay close attention to this. The article references a public policy group called Demos, or Demos, D-E-M-O-S, saying, listen to this, listen carefully to this, that the average working household with a defined contribution plan, that's like a simple or a SEP IRA or a 401k, a defined contribution plan, will lose $155,000 to fees and lost returns over a 40-year career. That is amazing. Think about that. I'm going to say that again. The public policy group Demos said that the average working household with a defined contribution plan will lose $155,000 to fees and lost returns over a 40-year career. That is a lot of money, okay? Folks, if you're not paying attention to fees, you're lumped in there. You're the average working household. Pay attention to this stuff. Remember, the fees are the things that will get you without you even knowing it's happening. The fees have got to be a top priority to understand them. Check your investment statements. Are you in a target date investment? Are you in a target date investment? Compare the fees of that target date investment to another option with comparable returns. Compare the fees. What you will find almost every time is that the target date investment is more expensive, and it doesn't come with the equivalent amount of additional performance. If you need help analyzing the details, if you want help with this, please, I am happy to help. Go to personalpensionradio.com, send me a message, tell me you want help reviewing your investment fees and so forth. I will definitely give you assistance with an audit on your investment account fees. All right, now, segment 2. This is again, kind of a client listener question that I wanted to come back to. I want to make sure to touch on this because people have been asking me more about this 4% rule. I talked about it again last week, the 4% rule. This idea that if you get to retirement and you have $500,000 in your retirement account, and let's say you're 65 years old, well, the standard advice from Wall Street trained financial advisors for years, decades, has been you should take 4% out of your investment account. 4%, because we don't know how long you're going to live. We don't know how the investments are going to do, the ups and downs. 4%. So here's an example. I want to just drill this home. You get to retirement with $500,000 in an investment account, and a Wall Street trained financial advisor says you shouldn't take out more than 4%. That's $20,000 a year. After all that hard work to save that money, you're being told you should only take out $20,000. And here's just the terrible part that gets missed, that if you start with a 4% withdrawal nowadays, based on the uncertainties of all of these investment calculations they're making, a 4% withdrawal starting your retirement at 4% means that you have about a 12% chance of failure. What is failure? Failure is running out of money before you run out of life. So if you start with a 4% withdrawal, you have a 12 to 15% chance that you will run out of money before you die. And that's just crazy odds. Nobody would get on a plane that had a 12% chance that it wasn't going to make it all the way to the destination, right? You would never do that. Why would you settle for that with your retirement? So think about it. $750,000 at 4%. Well, there you go. You got $30,000 in income. Yay, $30,000 in income. But wait, hold on a second. You saved all that much extra. Think about this. You saved $250,000 more, and our income only went up by $10,000 a year, because 4% is the great equalizer. Who came up with the 4% rule anyway? Who pitches the 4% rule? The investment community. Doesn't that mean you take out as little as you can so that it'll last as long as possible, right? That sounds like it's really good for the investment community. Doesn't sound like it's really good for us as retirees. So please know that if you have a strategic income plan in place, you can go after retirement income numbers in the 7 and 8% range. You don't have to settle and be relegated to the 4% rule. I can help you understand where you're currently on track for and what it could look like. I give a complimentary retirement income analysis to all of my listeners. I've done that many times. Please feel free, contact me, LinkedIn or at Personal Pension Radio, and let's talk. Let's go through what your retirement income numbers look like, okay? Now, last week I also covered this. I covered the idea that real estate is really pushed as this great investment and this great retirement asset. And truth be told, when you actually analyze it, real estate is a great accumulation asset, but it has one major flaw as a retirement income asset. Well, I shouldn't say one because I guess it encompasses many different things. It's the uncertainty. The uncertainty of real estate is the big flaw, but that encompasses all kinds of different things. All I say is one major air conditioner or a kitchen repair could be $5,000 to $10,000, and that could wipe out a year's worth of retirement income or a good portion of retirement income for a retired individual or husband and wife. And I actually talked to a realtor just this week, actually, after I had recorded this episode, and I was talking to a realtor about this very idea that real estate as an accumulation vehicle is a great asset, but as a retirement income asset, it's too risky, really. And this realtor surprised me. She absolutely agreed with my assertion that real estate was a great accumulation asset, but not the best retirement asset. I mean, her comments were like, she had examples of clients who have real estate with inconsistent income in tough economies. Sometimes economic situations where tenants lose their jobs, where the economy goes sideways, those kind of things where income can be very spotty, and then sometimes income can go away, and a tenant can be squatting in your property for 3 months, 6 months, a year before you can get him out of there legally, right? That's horrible. That is not a safe retirement income plan. This realtor I spoke with also said major repair risk issues. That was the one that I mentioned, and she agreed. Major repair risk. You're just one flood in the bathroom away from wiping out years worth of retirement income. Tenant risk, natural disasters, all these things. Now, the other piece that I talked about with this realtor, and so this is for all those realtors out there. Realtors don't get to sell the assets for baby boomers who have been taught to think that a paid-off house is the best retirement plan. Thanks, Dave Ramsey. People like Dave Ramsey say that you should pay cash for all real estate. Well, if you're a baby boomer going into retirement thinking that a paid-off house with a renter in it is the best plan for retirement, you are sadly mistaken. The actual income rate and the risk that you face on that paid-off real estate is just pathetic. It's just absolutely scary. But this realtor friend I was talking to really highlighted this idea that realtors have to understand that not only is real estate not the greatest retirement asset for baby boomers, but if they sit on those paid-off houses, realtors don't get a chance to sell the assets for the baby boomers, right? Real estate professionals who understand retirement economics can help their customers, their clients, acquire great accumulation assets And then when the time comes to retire, sell those assets for a more secure retirement. And the best part is the real estate professional has the opportunity to sell homes again to a new generation of future retirees. But real estate professionals who don't understand the economics of retirement income, unfortunately, are still out there thinking that real estate is a great retirement asset. It is not the best retirement asset necessarily. It's a great accumulation asset. And those real estate professionals, mark my words, those real estate professionals who understand that real estate as an accumulation vehicle is awesome, but as an income vehicle in retirement, not so secure, those real estate professionals will understand how to help their customers, their clients, sell at the right time to be ready for retirement income planning, so that those same real estate professionals will now have an opportunity to establish relationships with a new generation of rental property owners. So how's that for a bold statement? And sure enough, this real estate professional I was talking to last week, she absolutely agreed. She completely agreed. She loves this conversation with her clients, helping them understand when it's time to transition out of real estate so that the next generation can transition into real estate. Now, that's going to wrap it up for today. I promised a brief episode, but next week, I'm going to bring something back by popular demand. I have a whole bunch of people who have been asking me about it lately, is Banking 101. Banking 101 and why you finance everything you buy, even if you pay cash. We're going to cover that next week episode. Don't miss it. Now, please, the future belongs to those who take action. Get off the log. Don't sit there with the rest of the frogs. My old riddle, 4 frogs on a log. 3 of them decide to jump. How many frogs are left? All 4 frogs are left because the 3 of them only decided to jump. They did not take action. I'm here to encourage you. Get off that log. Step out of that Wall Street line and get some help. Contact me at Personal Pension Radio. Get your retirement income analysis done. And if you want to go through the fees and have an audit of your investment account for fees, I'm also excited to help you do that. Now, that'll wrap it up. Have a great one wherever you are. We'll talk to you again on Personal Pension Radio real soon.
Thank you for listening to the Personal Pension Radio podcast. We took notes for you, so if you missed any part of the show, you can find a full transcript of each episode at personalpensionradio.com. Be sure to download your free retirement income crisis report at personalpensionradio.com. While you're at it, we would appreciate some iTunes love. Please leave us a fantastic rating on iTunes by going to personalpensionradio.com/iTunes. Thanks again for listening. Now for the disclosure. Information presented is for educational purposes only and is not intended for solicitation, sale or purchase of any security or financial product. Be sure to first consult with a qualified financial advisor and your tax professional before implementing any strategy discussed here. The term personal pension refers to a marketing name designed to educate future retirees and retirees about the economic principles behind creating their own pension-like income. The term personal pension is not intended to be confused with a defined benefit pension plan offered by an employer or by a government entity.